Morning everyone, Ravenna from Triple Moon Goddess 88 here. Sorry, just adjusting. How's everyone's week been? It's been pretty full on energy all round with people that I've spoken to and for myself. A bit of a roller coaster ride all week with releasing stuff, with needing to release stuff, with stuff that you didn't know needed to be released. That's what's been coming up for me today. So I thought I'd get today's message. Okay, before I started filming, I had to ground myself and cleanse myself and come back to me, because I got this really overwhelming feeling of rage and anger. And it just kept popping into my head that, sage, not rage, which is something I used to laugh about, sage the world, not with rage, But on the other side of it, it's okay to have your emotions. It's okay to let those that darker side emerge if it needs to be, but it's where you direct it. If you're transmuting it and releasing it, then by all means, because, if you're angry at a situation or a person or people, or whatever the circumstance is, there's times where you just need to realise that you can't direct that rage at them, because they're not going to hear you. They're not going to... whatever it is, it's what you do with that. Sit with it if you need to, write it out, release it, transmute it, work it out of your body, in whatever way that it needs to be worked out, whatever way works for you. I myself write, other people might go to the gym, might go for a walk, might, sing, dance, whatever, which is probably what I'll end up doing after I finish this reading, is just to, put some music on and just shake out the excess energy. Another thing that they said was, anyone who says they live in love and light all the time are full of shit. Basically, they have suppressed emotions and unhealed parts of self, and if they're trying to be calm all the time, that's not realistic. We're human, we're souls having human experiences. And, the ones that aren't getting into their full feelings, they really do need to. I mean, I myself, I found it very hard to be emotional and vulnerable and allow my emotions out from conditioning from childhood. So for me, over the last year, I've been working on, being able to release those emotions and allow myself to be vulnerable. And it's hard when you've been shut down so much in your life and you haven't been around safe people to be able to do that. It makes it really, really hard to even know how to do that either. So that's been a bit of a learning curve, and it's still something I work on, every day. It's really hard. I'm just grateful that I have people close to me that know that and see that and help me through that process. So I'm very grateful for that. they also said that it's about finding that balance, whatever emotion it is, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. You need to find that balance. You need to be able to release whatever that emotion is, even the good ones, even love, even happiness and gratitude, and that those moments of when you're feeling, yes, you're grateful, yes, you're happy, yes, you're feeling it all, but you're sort of like in awe of what's going on around you. It's feeling it all and then releasing it all, in whatever way, whatever form that you need to do that. But for a few at the moment, it's definitely a transitional period where, since last week's full moon and the new moon coming up, even to the next full moon, it's going to be pretty much a full-on, roller coaster ride with the emotions and working through them, sitting with whatever you need to sit with for a minute and releasing what really does need to go and what's not serving you any longer, what you can't carry forward, going forward. I know a lot of people, including myself, are starting new chapters, and that's stuff I don't want to be carrying, moving forward in my life, when I move house and when I meet a new soul tribe and maybe a new partner and all that sort of stuff, so that's stuff that definitely don't want to be carrying, and weighing any of those new parts of your life or self down. I mean, you have the parts of self that you want to be able to bring in, new parts of self that you and stuff that you've learnt, over the period of your healing, but also the new stuff that you want to bring in to learn. So anyway, I'm going to pull a couple of cards. But yeah, it's been a very interesting week, energy-wise, emotionally. But that's what it's what the healing process is all about. Is the working through it. Really hard at times, but yeah. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. It was reversed. So coming out of that energy, wow, might as well have just pulled this for myself. Working on that self-worth, those feelings of, you are worthy, whatever it is, in such a large capacity. Like it's infinite. You are worthy, whether it be love, whether it be, the feelings of lack, whether it be peace within your family, within yourself, worthy of finding that job that you want, or the experiences in life, worthy of happiness, worthy of releasing any negative feelings in regards to your past, any guilt, any sadness, any regret, all that sort of stuff. Like, that's you're working through all that. You've got the Knight of Swords, and you're moving forward too. fast pace to your new life, because you've done the work. You're doing the work, you know. Universe doesn't work on stagnation, on lack of effort. You know, you've done it, you've done the work, you're doing it. You know, they see that progress, and they're going to reward you for that. And it might not be big and flashy and, you know, all that sort of stuff, but you need to get out of, yes, Four of Cups. Need to get out of that mindset. And it can be hard, I know that, to go back and forth, you know, to be going along really, really well and have that momentum and feeling really good within yourself and making progress. And then, you know, you slip into a dark headspace and it just doesn't really help, does it? But you sit with that. You know, you don't beat yourself up for that. You get up the next day and you try again, because it's okay to have an off day. It's when you unpack and live in it that it becomes a problem. And I did that for many years. I didn't look in that mirror and have a good look at myself to work through all of those things that needed to be worked through. Oh, way too many cards, but I'll take that one. There we go, we have the Empress. Because you're working through it all, you've got that beautiful, beautiful Empress energy. The work, you know, she's birthing a new life. She's birthing new ideas, and I've got cards everywhere that aren't even okay. Obviously, we're meant to read them once. I'll do that soon. Yeah, Six of Swords. You're moving away. Moving away, creating your new world, creating your new life, creating your new you within yourself as well. I love these because it's just as much for me as it is for you guys. And we've got the star on the bottom. So wishes are coming in. What have we got? We've got, what if your strangeness is actually your brilliance? A portal that opens your genius. I'm getting for someone in particular, like this is for someone specific, it's not for everyone, that you're in your head too much when it comes to a decision about someone, about approaching someone, having a conversation with someone. And they're saying, what if what you're so worried about is what they actually really, really, you know, like about you, love about you. It could be any circumstance, but what if that is the thing, that is the key? And then we've got romanticize your life like it's your special film with a soundtrack and everything. Notice the magic. God, if my life had a soundtrack, wow. So the other day after my message for the day, I was guided to put all my mini oracles inside this bowl, and there's all sorts of different decks in here. So, oh, there's one. So I'm going to pull out a couple, and then I'm going to pull a couple of charms for you all. Very interesting, very varied. There we go. All right, they want one. There we go. All right. What are we starting with? We'll start with the... All right. So there's a younger energy coming into your life, or you might be the younger energy. And you... Yeah, it's not really giving much on that, but maybe it's to get in touch with your inner child or your inner teenager. That's the someone posted something yesterday, I think it was, about, something about your inner child, working through your inner child issues and just wanting to be playful and joyful, and then you get to your inner teenager, and they want a sword because they just want to cut everyone. Like they are just rage. Okay, so this is from the Rebel deck, and it's got love, and it says get some, give some, it will cheer your ass up. And then we have, now excuse the swearing, I swear like a trooper anyway, but I've been holding back, but I'm going to read these cards as they are. Eat your fucking vegetables. Eat some shit made by Mother Nature. So that is a clear sign from universe to acknowledge your health. Eat a bit better, drink. Yeah, I'm getting, if you drink, maybe cut back a little bit. Start, even because you're doing the spiritual and mental work, you need to do the physical work as well, so that the physical can catch up with the spiritual and the mental. And that's not just, that's with nurturing your mind and your soul as well. So what you're listening to, what you're watching, the company you're keeping, the energies you're around, really, really look at your whole health, not just the physical either. I think that's important. And then we have the little angel mini cards. How many beautiful heartfelt wishes have been crushed by fear? How many times has society's voice of disapproval cast a shadow on your dreams? It's time to break free of these false beliefs and realize your dreams. Allow your heart to guide you. Trust your inner guidance. The time is right. And then underneath that one, we have a card called Acceptance. There is nothing about you that you need to fix. Reclaim the disowned parts of you that yearn for love and acceptance. You are beautiful just as you are, regardless of any faults you may perceive you have. You are an eternally radiant being of light. Accept all that you are and just be you. When you truly accept yourself, your whole world will magically and lovingly transform. And that goes really well with that, what if your strangeness is actually your brilliance? A portal that opens your genius. Whoever you're afraid to approach, in whatever capacity, it could be for a job, it could be for a partner, it could be your family. You've been hiding parts of yourself from your family even. If they don't accept you, then that's a them thing. The people that really, really love you are going to love every single part of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. So stop being so fearful of being your true self. Take the masks off. With the right people, you don't need them. And lastly, we have take time to acknowledge the subtle changes in your spiritual evolution. Some changes on your spiritual journey are quite big and they're quite in your face. Universe sometimes doesn't give you a nice gentle sort of nudge. It'll give you a slap upside the head and let you know. Other times, it's gentle changes that happen over a period of time, acknowledge them. Acknowledge how far you have come. Acknowledge how the progress you've made has changed you for the better, and you are not who you were. You are not your past. You are not the version of you that other people have in their heads. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge that. And you don't need to give anyone any explanations, because you're beautifully unique and wonderful just as you are. So I'm going to leave that there. So thank you for joining me today. If you would like to like, share, subscribe, follow, all the good stuff, I will not reach out to you for a reading at all. If anyone does, please block, report, all that sort of stuff. So have a great day, guys.